Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Align, where we help you align with your true self, others, and your desired outcome to live your best life. So, as we head towards the end of the first month of the new year, we're definitely starting to see some old patterns resurface, some old habits coming up again. And it's usually at this time period that all the New Year's resolutions kind of start slipping a little bit. And so I've been seeing this a lot within my community, the people that I work closely with. So I want to share 4 key mindset hacks as you progress in the year to really make sure you stay on top of your game and make sure that 2021 is a massive hit, positive hit relative to 2020. So here we go. First one is stop living in your past. So every single time you think back of an old memory, and it's very natural, right? It's very natural for you as for humans to, you know, anything that has hurt you in the past, anything that was a negative memory, that actually has more weight in your memory than positive memories, right? They say it takes like 3 to 4 good memories to erase one bad one or kind of balance it. So it's very natural for humans to go back and relive these bad memories. But think of this way, every single time you go back something that happened to you a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you're physically making your body and mind going through that trauma again, right? So you really need to stop reliving, rehashing things that happened to you, whether someone did something to you that really upset you, whether you have your own regrets. It is important to feel those feelings. It's important to heal them, but feel it once, feel it twice, and really make sure you think, okay, what could I have done differently? Or how do you what can I apply that I've learned last that I will do better next time, right? Be productive when you go back and rehash those memories. Don't just keep living the past for no reason, because essentially it has happened. It is not present. It's not your future. And every time you go back in memory lane, you're like literally triggering all those nasty emotions all over again. So definitely stop living those memories, let those go. And I would say always, it's all about focus, right? The more you focus on the negative, the more negative you're going to see. So that's what I always say, like, oh, be so grateful for what you have, or find the blessing every single day, because every single time you find the energy and the power to find the blessings, you see more of it and you track more of it, right? So again, number one, stop living in the past, stop focusing on the negative, feel what you got to feel, heal what you got to heal, and find ways to what have you learned from it and apply it going forward, but move on and make new memories. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is be very stubborn about your vision. Okay, but be flexible about the process. So for example, I always really believe that when you have a vision about your life, about your goals, about your dreams, and it keeps coming up over and over again, that's not an accident. Like, you're given that vision for a reason and you are asked to do something about it, right? The more you ignore it, the more you're eventually going to feel it down the line. So you might as well just go for it, take action towards it, do whatever you can to kind of reach that vision, right? However, I say be flexible about the process. Timing is really not your call, right? There's so many factors that are beyond your control that you can't control timing, you can't control other people, you can't control when exactly how something's going to happen. All you can do is just keep tweaking as you get more information along the way. So being flexible about the process is that maybe you thought getting a goal, or like losing 20 pounds or building your own business look like this is the path, but in reality it's this. Okay, and you realize it's this because as you take a few steps, you start going up and down, and you start realizing, oh, the path isn't linear, right? So be very flexible and open to the path being a little bit different, and just trust it. The only way for you to get more clarity is action. You can't think your way through solutions. You just can't. The only way you can get more clarity is acting. So as you get more information by acting, tweak and pivot as you need necessary. So if you think about a plane, when a pilot first what's it called, launches the plane, right? They're like off the target at least like 70%, right? It's as they get closer to the target, they keep tweaking and keep moving the path along the way until they finally hit the exact spot they have to land on, right? That's the exact thing you need to do with your goals and your vision. So be very stubborn in the sense of like, don't obviously give up, because I mean, 100% you're not going to get your goal if you give up, right? But be very flexible how you get there and trust the timing as well. So that's number 2. And adding to that is also be number 2 about being flexible about the process. Be open to magic, right? Think about the number of times where serendipity happened or a coincidence happened, where things happen in your life that you could have never planned, but actually added to your life and actually put you on the path of success, right? So I always think of it as the human mind is very limited based on, you can only imagine what's possible based on what you personally experienced or what you've seen as possible, right? But in this world, there's so many parallel realities. Like the reality I'm living at this moment is different from the realities of every person watching this video right now, right? And it's all tainted based on what you focus on. Like if I'm focused on positive things, the parallel universe I'm living is super positive, it's super abundant, I'm always seeing opportunity. Someone watching this right now might live a very fear, a lack mindset, right? So they live in a universe that it's I never have enough, everything's always so difficult, there's always issues. So they always see it and create more of it, right? So when I say be open to the magic, is that when you're flexible about how things come into your life, sometimes you meet someone, you're like, like, I don't know where this will take me, but I'll grab a coffee with them. Or, I've never taken this path to work before or to the gym. Let me try this out. And you end up finding a new coffee shop, or you meeting someone new who's going to be super important to your life, right? So just be open to the universe's magic. I think that's also adding to being flexible in the process. So that's number 2. Third mind hack is, I'm personally very bad at this as well, stop assuming. Okay. If someone did something, it's not 90% of the time, it's not because of you, right? They're not doing something to harm you intentionally. They're not doing something in spite of you. They're not honestly worried about your life. Everyone's worried about their own life. So if someone didn't call you back, or someone takes a little bit longer to get back to you on a specific project, or, timing's off, or, there's miscommunication, just stop assuming and ask. Right? The only way you can get clarity is ask the other person. What did you mean by that? Is there a reason why there was a delay? Help me understand this. Like, you seemed a little bit angry. Want to hear, wanted to understand why you were so upset, right? Stop assuming everything is related about you. The world does not revolve around you. The world actually revolves around each person's life, right? So chances are people are just living in their own lane, they're doing the best they can. And the more times that you believe and have faith that people are doing the best they can and stop taking things personally, the more you be open. And when you keep an open heart, you actually get the truth and realize, wow, people are just busy and caught up in their own lives. It's nothing personal. And so when you assume, actually, any budding relationships can get killed. Any budding partnerships can be killed. Tons of miscommunication actually starts and spurs up. So if you want to know the truth and you want to understand, ask the question. And if you're scared of the question or scared of asking, ask yourself why. What about your ego or what about your fears is preventing you from actually seeking the truth than running 1,000 scenarios in your head? So stop assuming. And I would say definitely have more, again, I can definitely work on this, be more patient and empathetic with people, right? Like, you may have all the best intentions in the world. For example, as a life coach, as a confidant also, I hate seeing people in pain and sad. So I immediately go into problem solving mode. Even then, oftentimes people take their own time to get to their journey, right? Sometimes it takes a person 2 weeks, 6 months, a year to really solve their issues or their mental issue, like not mental issue, but like their mental roadblocks, right? Be patient and be empathetic. Like no one's timing always aligns with yours. So just be more open and flexible and be an open person. Have an open heart, have an open arms to people that you care about in your community. Because oftentimes People are just really doing the best they can. And as much as you want to be helpful, as much as you have your own timeline and how you envision the world, like the more open and flexible you are, people appreciate that because people ultimately just want to be seen. You just want to be seen, right? You want to be loved for who you are. You want to be accepted for who you are. So, be that for other people for sure. So be patient, stop assuming, and be empathetic. And the fourth mind hack is don't just, when you have a vision and you have something that you're brewing up that you want to do, it could be an idea, a business, a person that you want to ask out, just go for it, right? There's so many times when I've seen people's fear hold them back, fear of rejection, fear they're not good enough, fear they'd be embarrassed or laughed at. Why would you put yourself out of the race? Because when you do that, you're absolutely not going to get your end goal, right? Let other people say no to you. Let other people say, you know what, this role isn't for you, or this relationship isn't for you, or this isn't for you. And don't be so attached to the outcome, because if it really was aligned and it really was a good fit, it would be yours, right? Anything that's not supposed to be yours, is not aligned, would naturally just kind of fade out. So the only way for you to get your vision and get your outcome is really to go for it. Thinking about it, dreaming about it is not going to get you anywhere. So I always say, go for it. And also don't assume, like, just because someone doesn't respond to you in like 2 days and you expect, oh, if they don't respond with 2 days, it means they're not interested or they don't want this or whatever. Trust that when you do the work, it will come back to you. Okay. Sometimes people don't respond, but they're reading the email. Sometimes, things happen in people's lives where, like, hey, they reach out back 2 weeks later. But if you never reached out, if you never made that call, if you never went to that meeting, you definitely would have never had this opportunity or met this person. So always go for it. If it's inspired action, right? If it's coming from your heart and you're like, this is the vision that I have, I need to do it, do it. Okay. And don't be so attached again to the process, but don't sit yourself out from the game, because then you're definitely never going to get your vision. That's the fourth one. Go for it. Never assume. So just to kind of reiterate the 4 mind hacks. First is stop living in your past and start living in your present moment. That's number 1, which is also don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. Second is be very stubborn on your vision, but flexible in the process. Okay. Trust the magic that the universe can deliver to you. Your mind is so limited on what it can see that's possible. Third is stop assuming, be patient, be empathetic. Everyone has their own timelines. So just put the good energy and put your good heart out there, but then just let people come to you in divine timing. And fourth is just go for it. Don't assume that no response is rejection. Don't assume that you're not good enough, X, Y, Z, ABC. Put yourself out there, and what is divinely aligned for you, what's meant for you, it will be a clear fit, right? But if you sit yourself out of the game, you're never going to reach it. So I hope these 4 life mental hacks are helpful for you. And as always, do feel free to reach out if I can give you any more advice or any more thoughts on, how to break out of your bad mental habits and adopt better ones. And with that, I wish you an amazing rest of the first month of 2021, and I will see you all soon.